I'm highly disappointed to my fellow Igbo people. Nnamdi Kanu is suffering this because he's an Igbo. We must say it. Yes. I think that Nnamdi Kanu is from the north or from the southwest. We wouldn't have been there right now. And everybody's keeping quiet. All the religious leaders, all the political leaders, all those in the diaspora. Nothing is happening. You feel that I'm highly disappointed.
Inugo ife ndị ọkaiwu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwu na ọ bụ na Mazi Nnamdi Kanu abụrụ onye Igbo ọ na-aka ya bụ okwu ebigo dịka ifefe ọnụ n'ikpe tata na nnukwu onye ọkaiwu nke ndị gọọmenti bụ James Omotosho si na ehibego kọmitii ga-adị mmadụ 8 ma ọ bụ 10 ka enebaga anyị ife gbasatara arụ mgbu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ka amarụ ka ife anụ a dọkịta Mazi Nnamdi Kanu si na ya Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ọ bụkwa ife na-aya ya eziokwu ka ọ bụ ife ọmụma were ekwu ọ gakwa n'iru wee na-asị na onye debere ndị a ga-eme nyocha ndị kọmitii a na mkpụrụ abalị 8 ka enyocha ka amara ka ife Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwu ọ bụ ife mere eme ka ọ bụ n'otu aka kọmitii anụ ehibekwarụ bụ ka amalụ ka ndị dọkịta nke nọ na ogige nke ndị DSS ọ na ha agaghị emenwu ife gbasatara arụ mgbu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu onye aka eji wee debe ya bụ kọmitii ka enyocha ọfụma ya bụ ife nwezikwalụ ka ọ dị nke ikpeazụ anụ a ifugoni ndị ọkaiwu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anyị ga-eje ka anyị getọpụ ife ha kwuru ebe anọ maka ife ha kwuru dị ọtụtụ maka ya bụ ife atọ ọzikwa amụ ya bụ ejiji eji nwoke anụ a nwezikwa ka ọ dị nke ikpeazụ anụ a
So the common balance is because of him to come and mount his emissions. But there is the other aspect of the ruling that concerns extraordinary rendition. That very one is one that compounded us. Because the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is so open and notorious. Two international institutions or two separate panels of the United Nations have made pronouncements regarding his extraordinary rendition and called for the additional release. Nigeria is a member of the United Nations and therefore can consider that and implement that decision. And in Nigeria here, 3 courts have made similar pronouncements. First was by the Federal High Court of Omaya, which awarded him 500 million naira. And the Court of Appeal also pronounced that he was a victim of extraordinary rendition. And in the Supreme Court, the same Supreme Court that sent this case back to trial, reached the same conclusion that he was a victim of extraordinary rendition. And all these things are on the record. They are all in the file. And we remember when this trial was being conducted, these very documents were tendered in evidence. So it compounded us, it confused us, that the court now made a pronouncement that the extraordinary rendition had no evidence before the court, that no evidence of it was submitted before the court. And you remember, least but not last, recently the Kenyan High Court made the same pronouncement. But when the court was misled by believing, by mistake, that these things were not in evidence, it also said and left it open that such evidence be submitted. So we're coming back with that evidence and it's going to be quantum and major.
What about the first application on the enemy?
Well, that one too, it wasn't in evidence that the Nigerian Medical Association has intervened. So it came as a surprise. Well, there's a short date given of 8 days for the NMA to submit this report. So somebody is ill, you know, I don't think NMA is going to change much of that. But I think the judge wanted to leave the record open to admit every possible evidence regarding this one. Our client imagined care. So whatever the court says today does not mean that the government shall withdraw back. Just 2 days ago, I wrote a letter. The private hospital has also expressed readiness to admit him here in Abuja. For security reasons, I will mention the name of the private hospital. But if the government appears to have issues with taking him to the national hospital, we have given them an option of a private hospital also here in Abuja.
So it's safe to say that the application to transfer to the national hospital was rejected?
No, rejected. No, it's pending.
Yes. But one of the information
hasn't been rejected.
Pending
the addition of this report from the Nigerian Medical Association and the opinion of the Nigerian Medical Association. And you know, if you were in court, the judge had ordered that the committee or panel to be considered by the Nigerian Medical Association shall have a member from the national hospital. So the national hospital is still in play.
Thank you very much.
One other information, please. One other information. We are saying that the judge has no jurisdiction whatsoever to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because that particular issue of being a victim of extraordinary rendition must be determined because and that one will be whether they will be the one that will confer jurisdiction on the court. And the court said there is no evidence before him. Now we are going to supply evidence before him that Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition. Then having done that, there is no case to answer. So that part you should go home with that. And if they fail to do otherwise, we will not see it as a war against the Igbos. Assembly. I am the primary representative of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are very disappointed in the ruling of the court today, where especially the court took a position that the extraordinary rendition was not going to be part of the consideration today. But he, however, to be fair to him, said if we can prove that there were extraordinary rendition, then that would change his consideration. So we are coming back. I've been assured by the lawyers that they are coming back to show that proof. One, the issue of jurisdiction. We now know whether this court has jurisdiction or not. That's number one. Then number two, I keep saying it, there seems to be 2 sets of rules in this country. One for the Igbo man and the other one for every other Nigerian. Where every other Nigerian gets a reprieve, the Igbo man would not get a reprieve. You look at even the issue of the health situation of our brother. There have been many circumstances where people have been given opportunities to go and seek medical care, yet Nnamdi Kanu is denied. Even the president. At every consideration, the president goes overseas to take care of himself. He doesn't even subject himself to Nigerian medical attention. So it is very wrong for him to deny Nnamdi, who the doctors have laid clear evidence that he's having insufficiencies, organ insufficiencies. And what is the government waiting for? For him to die? And then the circumstances will now be brought up again? So for the Igbos,
I'm more disappointed with the Igbos. The political leadership of the Igbo land, the spiritual and otherwise concerned, are keeping quiet, extraordinarily quiet, on the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Especially when it is shown that when it concerns to others, especially in the north, the government is negotiating with terrorists, non-terrorists, dressed up with guns and various ammunition, and yet they have not proved that Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. So it is up for Igbos to now rise up to ensure that we come in total defense of our brother, and ensure that, especially in the administration of criminal justice, that he is not being marginalized. So Igbos should rise up for once and to say that all the spectacle, that enough is enough.
Nigerian Medical Council, now listen, the Nigerian Medical Council, you people examined Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on, that was 3 days ago. Yes. And the report we had it, where you people said that the report given by Ash did not even capture the entire health condition of Nnamdi Kanu. You discovered more. That you people should not doctor that report, because court has ordered that you people should bring that report to court. We know what is happening in Nigeria, because now that it involves Nnamdi Kanu and the Igbos, they may force you people, or may intimidate you people, because now that GSSS are even trying to intimidate eminent Professor Emeritus, Professor Araj, who has been a prophet of medicine in University of Nigeria, who has been a dean. Then his medical record is here, and somebody that's not even a consultant is questioning the report given by Araj. Now the team, you people, constituted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that was 3 days ago, and the DSSS, and Nnamdi Kanu subjected himself. We have that report. That report, as people have it, provided in court. Having said that, now what gives rise to this particular issue of medical council is the petition I personally submitted against Dr. Mohammed Nasru from DSSS, the doctor that never examined Nnamdi Kanu, but he decided to depose falsely on oath. That is some paragraph I submitted that petition. It was on that basis that Attorney General ordered the medical council to constitute a different board. We have been following it up, and that petition must be heard. And the Dr. Nasru should be, when he is licensed as a medical doctor, if he is, should be withdrawn. That is some action of a PhD is submitted. It should be there. Just like what I'm able to say.
Emeritus professor of medicine, well renowned all over the world, that someone from the government side reported him to the Nigerian Medical Association, and he was sent someone to Lagos to face a panel, all because he returned the truthful diagnosis of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So this persecution knows no bounds. We are wondering when they are going to come after the lawyers as well. They are now going after the idea that the primary physician for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu chosen by him is being intimidated by the government is despicable. The primary goal of everybody should be the health condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not the intimidation of anybody that brings the truth before the authorities. The doctor is a witness of truth, and on that truth we shall stand.
I'm highly supported to my fellow Igbo people. Nnamdi Kanu is suffering this because he's an Igbo. We must say it. I think that Nnamdi Kanu is from the north or from the southwest. You look at Nigeria right now, and everybody is keeping quiet. All the religious leaders, all the political leaders, all those in the diaspora, nothing is happening. You feel that I'm not disappointed. The judge said that he's not aware. We are going to bring a formal application. We are going to attach all the whole judgment given by even Kenya. The country said that yes, our country did not do well. Now Malami is he has turned activist. Then Malami has turned activist. He's now in opposition. As you are doing anything, remember that you cannot be in government forever. Yes, tomorrow, that's my message.